Nothing's as it seems. Flip the cards, turn around. The stories we have found. In the shadows we dance. Take a chance, take a chance.
Good morning again, and welcome to the MyTarot morning reflection, daily inventory, chance to take a breath, and all that other wonderful stuff. I hope everybody is having that amazing, amazing day. So, boy, I've been running around like a chicken with his head cut off this morning, so I think I'm like about 30 seconds late, so sorry about that. Good morning, Jenny. Good morning, Angelina. Sorry for being about 30 seconds late here. I like being on time. That's when all the equipment works and everything. So, but I hope everybody is having that amazing morning or day or whenever. And, you know, I didn't even notice, but my God, it looks like I got a little bit of sun over the weekend. But now after all that running around, it's morning here. The sun is shining. It's a Friday. And now is as good a time as any to just slow down. I made myself a mocha pot of coffee. If you've ever had mocha coffee, it's like an espresso. It's an Italian coffee maker. Oh my gosh, that's such good coffee. So we've been doing that for the past month. So I've had my coffee. My feet are flat on the floor. Oh, rolling my ankles. Oh, man, I needed that. But doing the kitty dance, checking in with the shoulders. And the neck. Oh. Listening to the cards like they're the sounds of the ocean and taking that breath. So, it's our chance to check in with the universe for the morning. See if there's any angers or resentments or anything else. So this morning I pulled out this deck again. So, the Alcento Tarot. This is the one that Mike Auger created. That friend of mine who's my neighbor. So let's use that again. So what do we have? Luz. I was just... So, one of the things this morning, while I was kind of late, got a text from Luz. So, Luz, I apologize. My IMs are all over the place because of that extra sim. But yes, I do want to do it. I would love to do it. You're amazing. And I had such an amazing time last weekend. So, Brand Art Yoga. Last weekend doing the pathways was a lot of fun. And any chance I get to work with you, Luce, I love it. So, because Brand Art Yoga's the best. You know, I need to have a can or something to hold up. Anyway, let's check in with the universe. So, what am I going to do here? I'm going to make our 3 stacks. Each one a different thread going out to the universe. It's like each one's a different thought or idea. And if we believe in a multiverse, it's like each one of these is a different path because this stack will lead down one path. This stack is a totally different path than this path. And the question is, which thread do we want to pull? And today, let's go with the bottom stack, or what I like to think of as things that are underneath that might be influencing us. And we don't even realize it. I'm going to do our 3 and 1. And I will flip them over one at a time like we're reading the pages of a book. And our first card for today, we have the Wheel of Fortune. So, here we have, and I like how Mike has this, and this is one of the things. So me and Mike, we went through the entire tarot, and it was an absolute pleasure to do that together. As we both learned a lot. We did a lot of the history and stuff, and So here we have, the I will reign, I once reigned, as we go along. So with the Wheel of Fortune, it's just times are changing, things change, end of chapters. It's about just accepting that, we have time to prepare for tomorrow, right? I don't think that the Wheel of Fortune is just chance. I think that what we do today will affect us tomorrow. Good morning, Jenna. So if you do the next right thing, you get the next right thing. So, and when you have reached your peak, where are we going to go from? Except it's time for a change. When we're at the bottom, things don't always stay that way. It's time for a change. So let's see what the next card is. It's the Six of Discs. So sixes are about harmony, improvement, things getting better, right? Because we're using our numerology 1 to 10, and fives are always a challenge. And whenever we get over that hump, or we're waiting for things to change, sometimes it's a good chance to look back at where we were, where we are, and reflect on not only how we got here, but the people around us who helped us to get here today, and the people that we helped as we were going around. So with the Six of Coins, it's a good chance to reflect on the positives that we do have. And coins are home, health, finances, and all the things that keep us grounded. So even if things don't go really well and I'm disappointed, it's like I can still come home to Mina, because there's still positives in our lives as that wheel is turning. And we read the news and it's like, but what are the positives? So let's take a look at the next card, which is the Three of Wands. So one wand is fire, energy, creativity, passion. That's our wands. So one is getting an idea. What do I want to do then to feel better? That's just exciting. I want to play guitar more, or I want to create, or I want to maybe create something that's more passionate in our lives. One is that seed. Two is what we're discussing here. Two is about making choices. Twos are about finding a balance. And then three is saying, all right, I'm now going to do this. So this is kind of a reflection spread here because, times are a change and things change. Sometimes it's not always easy to remember the positives. But we generally, if we think hard enough, we find a positive. And then that positive is just a little spark. But a fire only takes a small little spark. And so we have things probably that we've started that we've wanted to do. Things that we already can do but just aren't doing. And that's the Six of Coins where we're reflecting on it. So then once we reflect, it's like, well, I started this, or this is something I've wanted to do. The Three of Wands is about just picking up where we left off and just doing it. Or taking an idea that we've had and just doing it. So let's see what the advice card is. Fortitude, which is also known as the Strength card. And what I love about Michael's deck, Michael actually rearranged the cards so they're like the original tarot. So in the Rider-Waite-Smith, this is an 8. But in the original tarot, Fortitude, Strength is 11. So this is where we make our decision. It's like, okay, things change for good or bad. But for good or bad, we can still see the positive. We can see the humps that we've overcome regardless. And if we have just a way to push ourselves, a way to say, you know what, I am going to get out of bed, and I am going to do like I did this morning. I actually made the mocha pot. I made myself a breakfast. To tell you the truth, I wanted to stay in bed this morning. I wanted to sit there and pretend I was asleep and wait for Mina to bring me a cup of coffee. But I got up early, using fortitude. And cooking is another way of taking care of my home, right? So I made some breakfast. I brought Mina her coffee. I'm doing this and kind of feeling good today. So today, let's reflect on where we've come from in the past few days, where changes have happened, good or bad, and take this as a starting point that says, I have this that I've wanted to do for a while. Why don't I just do it? And then that way we're starting our weekend with something positive. Again, remember that, the minors are our day-to-day cards. The majors are the destiny cards. The majors recognize that there's change. And sometimes change just is not just a matter of an hour or a day, but a matter of months. So we need to find the positive, and we need to find that joy and that spark, and then tell ourselves, this is what I'm going to do. So, and Jenny, this is the spread that addresses the question of the day. So everybody, take care. It's a Friday. Find something to do that's, light that little spark. And do something good for yourselves. And I will see again everybody on Monday. I'm excited to do that again. I am so glad to be back doing this in the morning. I missed you guys like you have no clue. So thanks again. Take care, and I will talk to you later.
Stars in the sky, cards in my hand, searching for signs, lost in the sand. Whispers of fate, echoes of dreams in the dark slate. Nothing's as it seems. Flip the cards, turn around, the story